Hi, very good morning, my dear students. We are continuing the chapter called gravitation. Here, we have started the chapter with Kepler's laws of planetary motion. Kepler's laws of planetary motion is just finished. Now, we are starting a topic called universal law of gravitation, my dear students. Universal law of gravitation. According to this, in your lower classes, you might have learnt about there are two masses m1 and m2 which are separated at a distance r, and this mass will attract m2 in this direction. This mass will attract m1 in this direction. They both attract each other with a force F, and that force F is equal to G into m1 m2 by r square. So this is what the Newton's law of gravitation, and that is also called universal law of gravitation. So F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. What is G? So G is a universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant, which is having a value 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So that's what the unit and the value for G, capital G. And it is constant everywhere. And according to universal law of gravitation, these masses are there, right? m1 and m2, they must be the point masses, my dear students. So I'm writing the same. So this m1 and m2 are the point masses. And you see, just now I have told you, this mass will attract m2 and m2 will attract m1, and that forces are action reaction, my dear students, and this force and this force are action reaction. I am writing the same here. The forces are action and reaction forces. So these are the 2 points you must understand. Both masses must be considered as point masses, then only universal law of gravitation is valid. And the second one is both the forces are action and reaction. Alright, and coming back to this, m1, m2 are the masses of two bodies and r is the distance between the two bodies. This is Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, and coming back to the situation, imagine this is the mass m1 becomes 2m1. Andre, so mass is doubled, right? So now from here, I'm just increasing the distance also. So m2 became 2m2. Masses are doubled, both the masses, and the distance between them is also doubled, my dear students. And in case, what is the new gravitational force antare? So F dash is the new gravitational force. F dash is equal to, the formula remains same. Capital G, anyhow it's constant, and mass 1 is 2m1, mass 1 is 2m1 into mass 2 is also 2m2 divided by, and the square of the distance between them, it's 2r whole square. So what I can write, so 2 into 2 it's 4 into G m1 m2 divided by 2r whole square. So that is 4r square. 4 cancel. A new gravitational force in the second case is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. So where G m1 m2 by r square is already F, my dear students. And look at this very interesting expression. When the masses are doubled, and the distance between them is also doubled, the new gravitational force is exactly equal to the old gravitational force, right? So like this the questions can be asked. When the first mass is halved, Second mass is tripled and the distance between them remains same. What happened to the new gravitational force of attraction? So like this you should frame your own questions and solve, right? That's called the actual practice. Alright, and coming back to one more point here. So just now we have discussed F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square formula. Imagine the first mass is 1 kg, second mass is also 1 kg and the distance between them is 1 meter, my dear students. Look at here. And hೀಗೆ F is equal to G into m1 1 kg, m2 1 kg divided by r square. It's 1 square, it's 1. And what we have got? F is equal to G. So F is equal to G. G andre magnitude of this G. So this is the magnitude of this G. 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton. Because force units are Newton aste. Newton meter square per kg square alla illi. So this is force of attraction between two masses which are having unit values and they are separated by a unit distance. When two unit masses are separated by a unit distance, the force of attraction will be 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton. Understand? So this is how the concept of starting universal law of gravitation will be discussed, right? So let's continue now. Vector form of universal gravitational law. Vector form. Generally the magnitude wise you know F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. How it will be written in the vector form I'll tell you now. Listen everybody. So there is a body of mass m1 and which is at a distance r from the mass m2. Carefully observe ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. What I have told you, this m1 will attract m2. See here, m1 is attracting m2 with some force, right? So that's what I am writing. Force on the second mass due to the first mass anತಾರೆ. Force on which mass? Second mass due to the first mass. So I am writing the same here. F21 bar andre force on second mass due to first mass. Okay. And at the same time, so this is the force is represented with some vector, right? So when this is the force acting on the second mass, the distance between them is represented with a vector. So that's a R21 bar. R21 bar magnitude is R only. No confusions. And F21 bar magnitude is F21 only. Or F only. Right? Once again. F12 bar is also is there. What is that F12 bar? Force on first due to second mass. So here the second mass is there and this second mass is attracting the first mass like this. So that's what F12 bar. When F12 bar is taken, the distance between these two is also taken in the vector form like this, R12 bar. How simple the vector form, everybody. So from here what I can write, R12 bar is equal to minus R21 bar. And in the same way, F12 bar is equal to minus F21 bar. See, both are having the same magnitude, but the direction is different. And at the same time, what I have told you just now, magnitudes are same, right? R12 bar magnitude is equal to R21 bar magnitude, which is equal to R, my dear students. And at the same time, F12 bar magnitude is equal to F21 bar magnitude is equal to F, my dear students. And this F you already know. So this F is just the force of attraction between two masses, and that is already there here. Okay, clear everyone? Now we are going to write the vector form. Then bitಕೊಳ್ಳಿ vector form F12 bar is equal to magnitude. Vector andre it will have one magnitude and direction. So first the magnitude I am writing. So Gm1 m2 by r square. This is the magnitude and the direction is represented. The vector direction is represented by unit vector. And that is a unit vector. I'm just writing here. Look at here. So unit vector along F12. See here. Unit vector along F12 is R12 bar. That's a vector. Its unit vector is R12 cap. Look at here. R12 cap. Now G M1 M2 divided by R square into R12 cap. I can write R12 bar divided by R12 magnitude. Okay, magnitude of R12. Careful ಆಗಿ observe ಮಾಡಬೇಕು everybody, because the vector representation. So coming back to the vector, if I write A cap is the unit vector along A bar, which is A bar divided by mod A bar. So this is A bar divided by mod A bar. I can also write it as just A. Right? So when I apply the same here, this is what I have got. And finally, F12 bar is equal to Gm1 m2 divided by ಇದು R square. ಇದು R ತಾನೆ. Magnitude of R12 bar, nodri, magnitude of R12 bar is equal to R. So the denominator it is R cube. ಇದು R square into R cube ಆಗಿದೆ into R12 bar. Careful ಆಗಿ observe ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So this is F12 bar expression. And at the same time, F21 bar expression also ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So Gm1 m2 divided by R cube into R21 bar. So when you place these masses, see, instead of masses, if you place the charges, my dear students, instead of m1 and m2, if you place the charges here q1, q2, and this expression will become F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square. Careful, like observe. Instead of masses, when you keep the charges, this expression becomes like this. I have told you during the introduction of the chapter itself. This is the chapter will connect to your second PUC electrostatics chapter, where in NEET exam or JEE exam, most probable questions can be asked from electrostatics chapter and of course from the gravitation chapter also. If you really prepare well this gravitation chapter, most of the electrostatics portions you can study, you can easily learn. Remember, what is the difference between that gravitation and electrostatics? Andre, the basic difference is, here we talk about the masses, there we discuss about the charges, my dear students. Aste. When you place the masses, the force of interaction is only attraction, because masses will not repel. The force of interaction is only attraction. Whereas when you keep the charges here, this charge may be positive, this may be positive, then the force of interaction is repulsion. This is positive, this is negative. Force of interaction is attraction. ಈ ತರ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. But masses idre, it is only attraction. Okay, coming back to this. And this is called Newton's law of gravitation, and this is called Coulomb's law. What is that? So this is called a Coulomb's law. It's not required for us. Okay, Coulomb's law antara. And you see the similarity. It is G and it is K. G is a constant, K is also a constant. Rest everything is same. Right? Itara, whatever the topic we discuss in gravitation, so just in the place of mass, if you keep the charge, the formula remains same. Most of the cases it remains same. Right? So that much importance is there for this chapter, my dear students. Alright, and coming back to this. So these are the vector forms of universal law of gravitation. Which among the following expression is correct antare? Avaga, do not search for R square in the denominator. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇದು ಆದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್, ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೂಲೂಮ್ಸ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ interaction between the charges also inge irutte 100% same. So this is K and this is Q1, this is Q2, K Q1 Q2 agutte aste. All right, so now the concept is a simple concept is we are discussing the principle of superposition antare. So what is the concept here? The principle of superposition. Nodri, principle of superposition. How simple the principle of superposition is. So there is a mass m1 is here. There is a mass m2 is here. There is another mass m3 is here. There is a mass m4 here. Carefully observe. Right? And the distance between these two is r12, distance between these two is r13, distance between these two is r14. Simple. Question is the net force on m1. What is that? Net force on m1, my dear students. Net force on m1. And look at here. And this is the m1. This m2 will act a force on it. m3 will act a force on it. m4 will act a force on it, andre attract. See, m2 will attract, m3 will attract, m4 also will attract. Sir, m2 attract, at the same time m1 also attract tane? Yes, but we don't want that. Nama question enandre, net force on m1, due to all the other three masses, there is a force, net force acting on m1. That is how much, right? So what is that? Look at here. E force ge now force on the first mass due to the second mass. E force ge force on the first mass due to the third mass. E force ge force on the first mass due to the fourth mass. Nodri, everything is F1, F1, F1. Illi F2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, force on the second mass due to the first mass, atara, right? So the net force, what I can write here, F12 bar plus F13 bar plus F14 bar, aste net force bar is equal to F12 bar andre, so G m1 m2 divided by R12, carefully see, R12 whole square into what is that, R12 cap. So this is what we have discussed here. Note. And plus G m1 m3 divided by R13 whole square into R13 cap plus, so G m1 m4 divided by R14 whole square into R14 cap. Itara net force you can find out, right? This is called principle of superposition, and the same principle of superposition will also repeat, my dear students. The same principle of superposition will also repeat in electrostatics chapter. All right, and let's continue the other topic now. Now the topic is shell theorem. Look at here. So the topic is a shell theorem. So most of the students who are preparing for a NEET and JEE exams will neglect this topic, right? So if you learn this topic right now and it helps you further in the same chapter, okay? So that's called the shell theorem. Illi shell andre it is a halosphere anta meaning. Shell andre it's a halosphere anta meaning. All right? Shell andre enu? Halosphere. Okay. What the shell theorem tells us? Imagine, let's take a shell whose mass is m. Okay, what we consider is the total mass of the shell is considered and concentrated at the center, right? At the center, that is the mass m. Now, there is a small mass m is located outside the shell and the radius of the shell is considered as capital R. And from the center of the shell, and this is the mass is considered at a distance r, small r. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಶೆಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಸೊ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಶೆಲ್ ಇದೆ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. And the force of interaction between the two masses, understand? So the concept ಏನು? Force of interaction between the two masses. What is the formula? Capital G into mass of the shell and mass of the small body divided by square of the distance between them. What is the square of the distance between them? Total mass of the shell is concentrated here, we have considered, right? So what is that? It is r square. It is so simple, right? It is force of interaction between the two masses. ಈ ಮಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Otherwise we'll never use this formula, right? So F is equal to capital G into m by r square. It's fine when the point is outside. The first point ankolri, first case ankolri. Second case is very very interesting, my dear students. Second case, second case andre iga the mass has taken to here. This is my second position inside the shell. So second case we were talking about the point lies inside the shell, and the very important condition enandre now small r is this one. This is the small r, my dear students, small r. Distance between the two masses. Small r is less than the radius. Yes or no? In the first case, small r is greater than the radius of the shell. Yes or no? Idu first case, nam r idu, which is greater than the radius of the shell. Second case alleno, this is our small r which is lesser than the radius of the shell. Ee case alli at any point inside the shell, the small mass m is kept, then the force of interaction between the shell and the small mass becomes zero. Everybody. You got the point? Everyone, inside the shell, when you place a charge of mass small m anywhere, even at the center, so what happens? The force of interaction becomes zero. That is the shell theorem. Why it is zero? There is a lot of story behind that. It's not required for you right now. Understand? When time comes, definitely we'll discuss. So that is what the situation inside the shell, even at the center. So the force of interaction between the shell mass and the small mass is zero. Okay? Clear? Now, from the center, right? When you're coming out of the shell, from here to here, the force is zero only. Okay? And from here, the force is equal to gmm by r square, ether. And for example, if it is sphere, that situation will be different, right? That will be discussed later. For example, if this is the sphere, inside the sphere, force will not be zero, right? So I am just writing here. So for example, if the sphere called the solid sphere, solid sphere. So this is the center, and this radius is r, and our r is a small distance. This is small m and this is capital M. So first case, F is equal to G capital M small m by r square is as it is outside, and inside mass is kept at a distance r ankolri. Here inside F is not equal to 0. There is some value. Okay. So this is outside point. This is inside point, my dear students, right? Let's solve few numericals related to universal law of gravitation, right? Let's solve few numericals. Look at this example. Look at this example, my dear students. So there is an equilateral triangle is considered, and this is 60 degrees, and this is 60 degrees, and this is also 60 degrees. So there is a mass m, and here also m, and here also M is placed. At the points A and B and C, 3 masses are kept like this at 3 vertices of an equilateral triangle. The question is, find net force on point A. Net force on point A due to which mass? Due to this mass as well as due to this mass. Alright? Clear? Everybody. This mass will apply a force on this mass. So imagine that is F or F1. No confusions. And this mass will apply some force on this, that is F2. Right? So what is F1 and F2? I am talking about magnitudes. I am talking about magnitudes. And what is F1, my dear students? F1, look at here, I am writing here. F1 is equal to G into M1, M2. M1 into M2, and it is M square divided by R square. R square is equilateral triangle, right? So the side length is given as A. So this is A square, it's F1. And at the same time, so what is F2, my dear students? F2 andre the force of interaction between these two masses. What is F2 here? So G into, alright? So G into, so M into M. This is M square divided by, so this is A square agutte. So F1 and F2 we have got it. F1 and F2 are same thane. The magnitudes are same. Yes or no? F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F1 kolre. The magnitudes are same. G M square by A square. Alright. Coming back to this situation. F1 and F2 magnitudes are same and those two vectors are at an angle 60 degree. Right? F1 and F2 their magnitudes are same and those two vectors are at an angle 60 degree. I'll tell you one important case here. Not really, everybody. So this is F. This is also F. Both are same magnitude, right? When they are inclined at an angle theta. In case, if you want to find the resultant force, the formula is 2F cos theta by 2. In vectors, you might have learned this formula. 2F cos theta by 2. If you forget, refer your vectors notebook. If you are unable to do that, and you can use by using parallelogram law of vector addition. Square root F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. Understand? You can use this parallelogram law of vector addition and you get the same. Okay? And in case F resultant enamma 2 into F1 reno magnitude of either this force or this force because both are same. So what is that? What is that? Either this or this. So G M square divided by A square into cos theta by 2. Theta is today. So theta is 60 degrees on the kottidre. And cos theta by 2 andre cos 30 degrees. Cos 30 degrees andre this is root 3 by 2. 2 cancel and the resultant force what we have got here is root 3 into gm square by a square, my dear students. So these are questions they will ask. Understand? So this is the question. So I hope you got the point and this is the question is based on principle of superposition, my dear students. What is that? Principle of superposition. Alright? Good. So look at another question. And this is the question where x-axis and the y-axis are mentioned. This is the origin. At the origin there is a mass, small mass m ಇದೆ. At a distance 1 meter from the origin, right? There is a small mass m is kept. At a distance 2 meters from the origin, there is another mass is kept. At a distance of 4 meters from the origin, there is another mass is kept. At a distance 8 meters from the origin, there is another mass is kept, my dear students. Note. You know the question is, find the net force at origin due to all masses. Due to all masses. That's the net force at origin we need to find out. And how simple it is. This is origin. the small mass m will attract this mass. So at the origin there is a force F1 is acting, understand? And due to this mass at the origin there is a force F2 is acting. And due to this mass at the origin there is a force F3 is acting. Everybody should understand. This mass will attract the mass at the origin. This mass will attract the mass at the origin. This mass will attract the mass at the origin. And this mass also will attract the mass at the origin. Right? So now the net force, if you want, I'm talking about the magnitudes, my dear students. Net force, if you want, so F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4, so on, like this till infinity. So there are the masses are placed like this. Now F net is equal to F1 enema G into M1 into M2. What is M1? Small m. Into M2, small m, so Gm square by R square. What is R? 1 square, okay, plus second one. So G into, so M1 is this one and second mass is also M. It is also M square by, so distance between them is 2 square, okay, plus G into M into third mass is also M, and it is M square divided by third mass is at a distance of 4 meters, and it is 4 square. So the net force is equal to Gm square you common madidre, and what is left here? 1 by 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 plus 1 by 64. Itara will get it. And F net is equal to Gm square into, observe, what is this? This is geometric progression, dane? So what is this? Is it the geometric progression? Sum of infinite terms in geometric progression. What is the formula? What is the formula? A by 1 minus R. Is this a formula? A andrenu? First term. Idu A. R andrenu? Common ratio. 1 by 4 by 1. 1 by 4. 1 by 16 by 1 by 4. 1 by 4. 1 by 64 by 1 by 16. That's 1 by 4. Understand? So, illi. So, G into M square into 1 by 1 minus 1 by 4. Okay? So, now F net is equal to G M square into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4. Andre 3 by 4. And your final answer nodri 4 by 3 into Gm square. 4 by 3 into Gm square. So this is the final answer. Ee tara questions will also ask in electrostatics chapter also for NEET exam, JEE exam, KCET exam, KVPY exam, whatever may be the entrance exam. Like these questions also will be asked. Right? So one more question, let's see, one more question. So there is a mass M1 which is 1 kg. But there is a mass M2 which is 4 kg. They are just kept at a distance 3 meters. Carefully note, 3 meters. Right? You know, find the equilibrium point from first mass. What is that? Equilibrium point. This is important. Equilibrium point. Equilibrium point andre where the net gravitational force acting on a point is 0. I have told you already. Equilibrium andre anywhere force is 0. Here equilibrium point andre net gravitational force at one point 0 agutte. And what is that point? That's a question, right? Ready? So to solve these kind of questions, we need to imagine that there is a small mass m is kept here, which is at a distance x from the first mass, and our aim is to find that x only. And illinda illige x andre, and what is the other distance? So can I say the other distance is 3 minus x? Right. Net force is 0. Look at here. This mass m1 will act an attraction force on this small mass. And this m2 will also attract this small mass ikade, f2. Carefully see. F1 is the force of attraction between 1 kg and m. F2 is force of attraction between 4 kg and m. Alright? F1 is equal to how much? G into m1 1 kg into m2 small m divided by r square. What is r? Distance between these two masses, it's a x square. So F2 is equal to, what is F2 here? F2. So G into, so mass here 4 into another mass here small m divided by, so what is the distance between small m and 4 kg? It's 3 minus x whole square, my dear students. 3 minus x whole square. Now, net force is 0. On this mass, two forces are acting in opposite direction. Net force andre F1 minus F2 is equal to 0. Understand? Net force acting on it. Same concept, for example, so one mass is taken here, one force F1 is acting in this direction, another force F2 is acting in this direction. So net force is still F1 minus F2 tane, and that is becoming 0 ante. So F1 minus F2 is equal to 0 andre F1 is equal to F2. So let's substitute F1 is equal to F2 here. So G into 1 into small m divided by x square, which is equal to G into 4 into small m divided by 3 minus x whole square. Illi G m cancel. And what is left here? 1 by x square is equal to 4 by 3 minus x whole square. We don't want x squares, we need x. So that is why let us apply square root on both sides. So it is 1 by x is equal to 2 by 3 minus x. And from here 3 minus x is equal to 2x. And 3 is equal to 3x minus x illodre 3x agate. So x is equal to 1 meter, my dear students. Simple. From the first mass at a distance of 1 meter, equilibrium point is found. And this equilibrium point is also called null point. No confusions, where the net gravitational force is 0. At a distance x is equal to 1 meter, so the null point is found. From first mass 1 meter distance alli null point idre, from the second mass at what distance the null point you can find? You need to WhatsApp me right now. You need to WhatsApp me right now in the group. From the first mass at 1 meter null point sikkidre, from the second mass at what distance null point will be there? Itara questions keltare. You all will find x and get satisfied. But the question may be from the second mass null point ellide antare. Right? Do not get confused and send me the answer. Send me the answer in WhatsApp. So now there is a short trick to find the null point. Right? So short trick enandre x is equal to d by square root m2 by m1 plus 1. Right? Carefully observe it. X is equal to d. X andre null point distance from first mass. D andre initial distance between the two masses. Illi 3 meters. Initial distance between the two masses here 3 meters. Divided by square root m2 by m1. M2 andre second mass 4 kg. By m1 andre first mass 1 kg. Plus 1. From this formula also you do it, and you must get x is equal to 1 meter. Eagle madri, whether you got x is equal to 1 meter or not by using short trick, tell me now in WhatsApp, right? So let's look at the last question for today's session. So look at this example. So there is a point mass is kept here at a distance small d. There is a rod of length L and mass M is kept here. Look at here. The question is, find the force of attraction between two masses. So look at here, my dear students. Here the given masses are not at all point masses. The first thing you should keep in your mind. The given masses are the point, not the point masses. When they are point masses, and directly you can use your F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square formula, but they are not the point masses. When they are not the point masses, ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ. At a distance x from the initial mass, some distance x, we need to consider a small mass element dm. A small mass element dm which is having a small length element dx, the same. At a distance x from the first mass, there is a small mass dm ide anta tagobek at an elemental length dx. So what I am writing here, total mass m ge length L and small mass dm ge length will be dx. From here dm expression you should know, so that's dm which is equal to just cross multiplication. So dm you get it as capital M by L into dx. This you should keep here. So this is the common procedure we follow when you are solving the gravitational force of attraction between one point mass, one continuous mass. There is a dm, there is a dm here, there is a dm here, there is a dm here, there is a dm here. Dm andre small mass element, it's not a single mass element. This is the continuous mass distribution is there for this rod. This is the only method, and the step by step you must listen to solve the questions like this. Next, again madbekandre, let's find the force between point mass m and dm, right? So let's find the force between point mass m and dm. So what is that? So that force is the small force antare. Between two masses force is F, but between a small mass dm and this m, the force is df. And this df is equal to g into m into dm divided by r square. What is r between this mass and this dm element? Is it x? So x is the r here. Okay, I can write it is x square. And this one g into small m by x square into dm andre just now we have got from here. So dm andre capital M by capital L into dx. So what I am writing, so df is equal to, note everybody, so capital G, capital M, small m divided by L into 1 by x square into dx. So ಈ df ಗೆ integration ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will get f. So f is equal to integral df, so which is equal to integral df andre g capital M small m by L into 1 by x square into dx. Okay, clear? So now the integration, how to do the further integration? Let's look at here, further integration. How we do the further integration? So here G capital M small m by L is constant. So this F is equal to G capital M small m by L is constant integral 1 by x square into dx. And this is the important and interesting part of the class. ಈ x ಗೆ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ. What are the limits? Your x value will start from here. I am talking about this mass length of the rod. Your x value will start from here. Andre illinda illige x is the initial distance. So x is the initial distance andre that's d already given. See from here to here d anta kottidru. E d to d plus L. Understand? So your x values are varying from where to where? From d to d plus L. So d to d plus L tanka idave. Simple now. F is equal to G capital M small m by L integral 1 by x square andre it is minus 1 by x. Idu d to d plus L are the limits. Now here ಈ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಜಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಂ ಬೈ ಇಂಟು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಂ ಬೈ ಎಲ್ ಇಂಟು 1 ಬೈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಡಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎಲ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಮೈನಸ್ ಜಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಂ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಂ ಬೈ ಎಲ್ ಇಂಟು ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 1 ಬೈ ಡಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎಲ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಈ ಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 1 ಬೈ ಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. Here F is equal to minus G capital M small m divided by L into ಇಲ್ಲಿ LCM D into D plus L is the LCM and the numerator it is D minus L. Notary. Plus D minus D cancel. Minus cancel. ಇಲ್ಲಿ numerator L denominator L cancel. So what is left here? G capital M small m by D into D plus L. This is the very important question for JEE level and NEET advanced level. Matte practice madbekaste. The method is same. The procedure is same. Whenever there is a point mass and a continuous mass distribution kottidre, due to the small mass element, force of interaction between these two will find df. df ಗೆ ನಾವು integrate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so you will get the force of attraction between continuous mass distribution and the point mass. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So when in a question, when more mathematics is involved, and that is for the JEE. When less mathematics is involved, and those models are for the NEET, right? Generally we say like this. And get ready for your assignment and all the best for your evening test also, right? Shining off. See you tomorrow.